Pickaxe.
Hello and welcome to YOMP! Hello, yes, this is YOMP, Y-O-M-P. It's an acronym, but what does it stand for? Ye Old Movie Podcast. This is the only podcast discussion show podcast on the podcasts that you'll ever podcast. And I am the man, the myth, the legend, Simon, the Honeydew Man, Diggy Holeman Lane Man.
If you're a myth, like, does that mean that you don't actually exist?
God, I wish. That voice there, that was Sophie, a.k.a. Booth.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm alright. How are you, Simon, the Honeydew Man?
My brain.
My brain! But don't worry, because we've got the sanest person to join us this week.
True.
We've got the beautiful, wonderful G-Star Games.
Hello. I don't know about sane. Oh.
Yeah, no, you're sane. You're the sane one. Come on.
Sure, yeah.
If we will it into existence, we can make it happen, G.
Yeah. It's like The Secret. If you think positive thoughts, it's gonna happen. Apparently.
Yeah.
If we want it enough, we can make it happen.
Just materialize.
Cosmic ordering, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh God,
my
that
God.
book, that movie.
Is that Noel Edmonds?
Noel Edmonds
Is
did
that-
Cosmic Ordering.
Fucking Christ.
My mum was so into that. She was like, "This is great."
Oh, what? The Secret?
Yeah, she like did The Secret, and she was like, "Noel Edmonds does Cosmic Ordering. He asks the universe for what he wants, and he gets it."
I read the book because like I knew so many like boomers around me who were like super into it, and even like my god sister was like, "Oh yeah, it's great." And like I understand, think positive thoughts. You've got this positive mindset, and you're out to achieve the things that you want to achieve. But good grief, like they make it out to be like if you constantly think positive thoughts, it will happen, and it's like that's not how life works, sadly.
Segue. Much like if you have lofty ambitions and a real just power and motivation to create a work of art, you can do it. Even if you don't have any money, even if you don't have any talent, you can still make it happen. You just got to think positive.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Yes.
I think that there are a few things that make me think, that inspire me to do that sort of thing.
I am, of course, talking about this podcast.
Yes,
Of course. Yeah.
And also this week's film. Who Killed Captain Alex? A Simon pick?
You
Yeah.
didn't say the full title. Who Killed Captain Alex?
Uganda's first action movie.
There you go. That's very important.
Yes.
This is-
That's the name of it on YouTube, where it's been uploaded officially for free.
It's like this is like the acronym that you have with like before Christ and after Christ. So this is like the first of its kind, apparently. So UFAM.
I thought you meant like our lives is now having watched this. We are in now post having watched Who
Sure,
Killed Captain
yeah, that
Alex.
too. I mean, why not? It's such a
My entire being
new
is
era.
fundamentally changed for having seen this film.
agreed.
Did either of you watch this before?
Nope.
Parts of, yeah. But I see what I like. I put it on with friends like years ago and watched, but it was in the background,
Yeah.
It wasn't something that I paid attention to because I couldn't.
I think this is my third time watching this.
Why? Exactly.
Because I love it so
Oh
much.
my god.
It's one of my favorite. Okay, it's not one of my favorite films. There's just something so wonderful about low budget movies, especially like when they try to have like effects and stuff.
That was my favorite bit.
What, the effects?
The effects.
Oh, yeah.
So, Simon, do you want to tell us why you put this on your list in the first place?
I'm not sure. I think I would just wanted to share this with more people.
Thank you.
I think more people deserve to watch this film. I mean, already 8.8 million people have watched it. That's how many views it has on YouTube.
That is kind of insane, though. Like, very unexpected.
So we've upped that by a few more from us and our listeners having watched it, hopefully. Hopefully, you've got to have bloody watched it. You've got no excuse. It's free. It's short as well. It's only just over an hour.
And the last 10 minutes of that are just credits and advertising other films.
There is a lot of nonsense. That list of movies at the end, I guess we'll get there. If we go through it chronologically as we do, I guess I need to explain briefly what this film is.
Good luck.
We'll give it a go then, yeah.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Who Killed Captain Alex is a film.
Oh.
It's an action movie made on an ultra low, almost zero budget, and it has lofty ambitions to be like a Die Hard or a Predator or something, and it doesn't quite reach that, but it bloody tries. And there's a man, Captain Alex, the eponymous Captain Alex, who is heading a special force of commandos in order to overthrow the Tiger Mafia and their leader, Richard. Which is such a wonderful name.
Isn't it? They all have really good names. I think there's Bob and Ken as well, or something.
Yes. Oh my God. Don't forget Puff.
Oh, Puffs. Yeah, Puffs.
I love Puffs.
That's it. Yes.
That's his name in real life as well, so he kept it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is actually crazy.
I like it.
Mm.
You have to be a real man to have a name like that.
Oh, yeah, you got to own it.
You do. It's like wearing a salmon t-shirt. You know?
Yes. Yeah. You have to be comfortable in your masculinity to be called Puffs or wear pink.
Well, you got Puff Daddy, right?
Yeah.
So
he's awesome.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Powerpuff Girls?
Yeah. Yes. 100%. Oh my God. How do we even start? So, okay, I think it's important to note that this is supposedly the only copy of the film that exists.
Which is why it's only in like
480p.
480p, which is...
And the only version of the film that exists also has the video Joker on it.
Yes. And he says
who is
that
the commentator.
This is VJ Emmie, and he says that he's the first English-speaking VJ, right?
Mm-hmm.
But basically...
In Uganda.
Yeah, it's basically riff tracks.
Yes. He only chips in now and again. Sometimes he'll put a little bit of music on in the background.
He chips in a lot.
He does chip in a lot.
Yeah,
it's not like a director's commentary where it is just constant though.
It's not constant, but it's pretty frequent. Like,
yeah,
it's near enough constant.
Yeah,
you know, he gets bored sometimes. I think he doesn't know what to say.
He does. There's a part of the film where he just starts making fart noises and then pretends like he's sniffing his own fart.
Yeah.
He's that bored.
He really. If he wasn't doing the voiceover stuff, I feel like the tone of the movie would be different. Like, I think I mentioned this before we started. If he wasn't interjecting with his commentary, I would have a totally different vibe about this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll be trying to take it seriously.
I was trying to, but yeah, he was like making fun of people who weren't even crying, and he was like, and I'm like, what the
my brother. I don't want to do the accent. We can't do the accents.
Oh no, this is an impossible.
My brother.
No, you're doing it.
Is that okay to do that?
I think it's
One
fine.
word,
It's
G.
fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, like, the first thing that we see of the film is there's like a shot of a helicopter, and it's like just about the worst looking helicopter you can imagine in a movie.
I'm sorry.
It's like it's a cardboard cutout.
I think it looks like a toy helicopter that they have filmed. They filmed the toy helicopter and then they've sort of like green screened the man over that, and then green screened some stuff in the background as well.
It looks terrible. It looks terrible, and it sort of sets us up for what we might well be watching.
It definitely.
Which I think kind of it feels like a spoiler almost. It feels like it's kind of like blowing its load too early, so to speak.
Well, no, because you like with a video game, it puts a lot of action and a lot of its peak.
It's like a cold open.
Yeah, there's a lot that happens at the beginning of anything. Well, traditionally anyway, to like set your expectations. So it starts off pretty strong.
We also get a kind of look of behind the scenes of how they shot it with like the green screen, just a bit of like.
I think putting that
green
right at the
cloth hung
beginning,
up on a wall
it
outside.
it took me out of it straight away, and I immediately thought that this is like the director's cut, because maybe we're going to get the behind the scenes all the way through, like a special feature type thing, and I was a little bit worried that was going to be what it was.
Yeah, but it isn't that. It is like a straight movie with no behind the scenes stuff. The only thing that does sort of change, as G says, the tone is the presence of this video joker and his snide comments. But this film was it's made in Wakaliwood, which is the Ugandan version of Hollywood.
Of course.
Which I think they coined that term.
I think they did, yeah.
It's safe to say, yes, they coined the term.
Wakaliga is a slum that's on the outskirts of the capital of Uganda, Kampala.
What I didn't understand was they were like, due to the harsh working conditions, Nabwana had to raise his computer to make the next action film. This was like at the beginning. What?
Yeah, so basically, I mean, the story goes that he basically sold everything he owned to buy a video camera, a DV cam.
Wow.
And it was about $200 or something. And then he built the computer from just bits that he found, like scrap. Like I found old bits that he put together, and edited it in his spare time. And because it's a handmade PC, there's not a lot of storage on it, so he had to delete everything to make the next movie.
Interesting. Gotcha. Good context.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so now we're into the film. The video jockey does introduce himself. Video joker, I should say.
Yeah.
VJ Emmie does introduce himself, so we know that his presence will be there. So we're introduced to Captain Alex. He's basically the best of the best, the cream of the crop.
He's like
Buckaroo
Banzai.
I guess he's like a super soldier. He doesn't have any superpowers. He's just good. He's
just really, really good. And the president himself has asked him to come and sort it out.
To sort out the Tiger Mafia.
Yeah.
Who've been causing all sorts of trouble.
But the women
in Uganda
who are interviewing him are just so fucking horny. They ask him questions, but then they're like, "Oh my god, can you marry me? Come, you're so handsome."
I don't think they're not saying that's the video joker.
That's Emmie. That's VJ Emmie saying that.
I know. I'm just
okay.
I just find it hilarious that he
it's not canon that Captain Alex is gay either. That's another thing.
I found that so funny. She's like, "Will you marry me?" And it's like, "I prefer men."
Yeah, I like that bit.
Yeah, but yeah, see how like different the tone is, like in comparison to what it's actually supposed to be. You know, he's trying to do a serious interview about being the best man for this job, and the jockey's like, LaMayo, I prefer men.
It's so deep. This film is so deep as like a piece of media because it operates on these two different levels.
It does.
A sincere one and a jokey one.
It's like Animal Farm.
Oh, and that is mirrored by the fact that there are two sets of subtitles to concentrate on. There's VJ Emmys, and then there's the subtitles for translating. Is it Lugala?
I think it's
the language?
Bantu, or a dialect of Bantu is that part of Uganda.
Yeah.
Well, they have it in yellow for the jockey at least.
But it's a lot to read for me all at once, because I do read everything.
I think it's more a case of like, it's so chaotic because is it them talking? Is it is that the actual dial? I'm like, I don't know. It took me a while to understand that the video Joker was the one.
It's yellow.
No, I didn't realize what was happening. I thought he was like, is it ad-libbing? Like when you put in the lines afterwards or something? No, not ad-libbing. What is it when you put...
Looping, ADR.
ADR, yeah, that's the one. I thought that's what was happening. I thought they were putting lines after the fact because they, maybe lost some audio during filming. What? It's not that
Oh my
far-fetched.
God. How long did it take you to figure out what was going on?
I don't know, maybe 10 minutes or something.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. So, Captain Alex he's deployed to Wakaliga and this slum. And in I think it's like the backyard of the police station or something, he's shown where his camp is going to be set up. And it's filled with like several inches of brown water, and the officer, the cop, says that it's sewage, but not to worry. He'll warn them when he needs to flush the toilet, and the VJ says, "Pearl of Africa."
Oh, that's kind of funny.
It's like, holy shit. But it shows just how, that literally they're down in the dirt and the filth. And I think it speaks a lot for this film. It's very,
I was wondering what the hell was happening, because they were in that area with brown water, and he's like, I want dancing girls here, and I want something else there. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Over here, dancing girls, beautiful girls, and over here, football pitch.
Oh, also, he wanted this in 20 minutes. He wanted this done in 20 minutes.
This is legit. The 20 minutes is actually legit in the film, and it's not like the video Joker.
Yeah.
But I guess they drain it in 20 minutes, and then they put their shitty tents down.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, there's also a joke about the chef finding German tourists and cooking them.
Yes, he's cooking German food or something to that effect. And he's like, save me the head, is the VJ.
Oh my God.
Well, I thought it
There's
was
a lot going on.
So random that they were like, oh, making German food. I'm like, oh, that's very international of them, I guess. And then it's like, no, we're eating tourists. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is that they have got another film as the director, which is based, I think it's like Mama Cannibal or Cannibal Mama or something. So it's a running theme that he has as well. So I think the VJ didn't pull that out of nowhere.
There is, oh God, Bakunja Tekunya Miti the Cannibals. I don't know if that's one of his. But that's one of the films that is read out at the end.
Yeah, that probably is one of his then.
Just rolls off the tongue, that one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, Captain Alex believes that the Tiger Mafia has been hidden by their families, and his commandos have set up their camp, and then they decide to go and relax at a local bar, which is Is it? Do you think is this a real bar? I think it might be a real bar.
I think it is a real bar because it does have a bar.
It does have a bar, yeah.
With like the bottles and optics or whatever behind it.
Yeah, but they're serving. So I do know a small fact about this scene is that they obviously clean water is a commodity, and so they weren't serving anything to actually drink. They were serving paint water, which was paint that they painted the room, and then they'd use the brush water to clean the brushes or whatever. They'd put that in bottles and glasses so it looks slightly blue.
Oh my god,
that is crazy. That is crazy.
I love that.
There's a local singer that's entertaining. That's doing a song called Natasha.
Side note that I really, really like the barmaid's hair. It is fantastic, and I love it. I wrote it down. Her hair is
the lady
brilliant.
in the blue dress.
Yeah. So good.
Is Natasha? Is she wearing red?
Natasha's in red,
right?
Yeah, with like black tights underneath.
Oh my god. So she starts singing, and then she has a little bit of a dance, and one of the commandos sort of gets up on stage and does a bit of a dance with her, and then her jealous boyfriend comes up, and just everything just kicks off.
Husband, I think. Oh no, I think the video jockeys, whatever, said that was her husband. Again, the lines are like, I can't remember who said what now, and I'm probably not going to remember because chaos. But yeah, all fucking hell breaks loose because he calls her a goat or something.
I can't remember.
Yeah, he called her a goat.
I do know that lots of plastic tables and chairs get turned over.
And people.
Yeah. There's
the fight
a terrible
is very
fight.
realistic. Like, very realistic.
It is, yeah. Because that is how a fight would go down. Slipping, sliding, falling over your own feet, grabbing someone and you're not actually able to pull them up full way. It just looks so fucking funny.
Two of the commandos end up all fucking blooded. There's blood all over their faces. I'm not quite sure from what. There were some bottles thrown around and whacked over people.
If you punch somebody enough, then they will bleed.
That's true, actually. That's a good point, Sophie.
You know that from personal experience, yeah.
What?
Obviously.
Oh my god.
I also have a fact about this because I was like, that blood looks really realistic.
It did.
Like, are they actually bleeding? So it turns out that they did use cow's blood.
Oh my god.
Until one of the actors got a disease from it.
Oh my god.
Fabulous.
Is this real?
Yeah, it's on the Wikipedia.
Amazing.
Oh Jesus.
So that would have been like there was interviews with the director, so I think he would have. That's how they would know this stuff.
Dedicated to their craft. This is next level.
So after that, they decided, we're gonna like actually use, where was it? Squibs used to simulate gunshot wounds made from condoms filled with red food coloring and tied to fishing lines before being taped to the actors' chests. Nabwana previously used cow blood, but was forced to discontinue it after one of his actors developed brucellosis.
Wow.
Brucellosis, named after Bruce Willis, the first person to
Bruce
ever get
Lee,
it.
which would be very apt because we've got Ugandan Bruce Lee.
Yeah. True, he's coming up. The director, of course, Nabwana Isaac Jeffrey Godfrey, or Nabwana IGG, or IGG Nabwana, or Isaac Nabwana Godfrey. I don't know how names entirely work in Uganda, but I think the order doesn't matter.
I don't think
clearly.
it matters.
It's like in Japan, they say their surnames first.
Yeah,
but this
could well be.
But this is like, just put the name anywhere.
Who cares? Yeah. As long as it's there somewhere. So Captain Alex manages to break up the fight. He's a hero.
I'm sorry. Yeah, did you, at the end of, I know you probably didn't even get to that part, but someone belts a woman in the face.
Wait, no. More importantly, Captain Alex slaps one of his own men on the ass.
Oh. Oh,
can't miss that.
I actually did miss that. Okay.
So maybe he does like men.
Maybe he does. Maybe he's a bisexual king. But yeah, then there was like a guy who like grabbed an empty bottle and for no reason like threw it at the woman or a woman behind the bar, but they like obviously cut it so that she's not actually there. But yeah, just
that was such a good cut.
Yeah.
Like he throws it and then oh my god,
she's there
it's so good.
and then she's not. But it's like, why did he belt her in the face with a glass bottle exactly? Aren't these meant to be the good guys?
I guess so.
Yeah.
He can recognize the good guys because they're always in like combat fatigues. And also the VJ will say, "Commando, commando, commando, commando." So we know that they're the good guys. And when it's the bad guys, he goes, "Tiger Mafia, Tiger Mafia, Mafia."
I'm really glad that he does that because I'm
doing the voice.
The VJ does tell you the scenes as well, like the locations.
It's helpful.
And it is really helpful.
In 480 fucking p as well.
Tiger
it's
Mafia
hard to
base
tell.
and like Captain Alex Camp or whatever. And I found it very useful because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to follow.
Yeah, I agree.
A big help.
I agree with that. That's a good point.
Then at the bottom of the screen, as the commandos are all like out in the field approaching a location that we don't know yet, at the bottom of the screen it says Operation Cut Tiger's Balls.
Yes, and it was really good music for Operation Cut Tiger's Balls.
What music was it?
I don't know. It was just like something they'd made, probably.
Okay.
I know that
it was great.
It wasn't ABBA yet.
It wasn't ABBA and it wasn't Kiss from a Rose.
Oh my god, I love that fucking song though.
Fucking hell.
That song was stuck in my head the entire night.
The panpipe version and the piano cover, karaoke cover of Mamma Mia. And they put the music into action scenes or scenes when it's supposed to be quite tense.
Yeah.
This is the VJ that's put this music on here to take the piss.
Is it?
Oh,
And I'm pretty sure he also added like the heart during like the flashback scene later on in the film.
You wouldn't be able to
I
tell
think
it
that was a
perfect.
VJ edit as well. Because it's ironic.
that scene is so funny. It's the one where she's tied up.
Yeah, we'll get there. Okay, we're gonna get through this. Right. So there's a drug deal going on here, and there's a slow motion shot of the Tiger Mafia, and our VJ says, "Tiger Mafia, the most deadliest gang in Uganda. They walk slow because they think slow."
To be fair, you know, VJ Emmie he's sharp. He's sharp as a tack. He's got
He's
good
fucking
wit.
wonderful.
He does.
He made this just as good as it is.
Yeah.
So there's some sort of drug deal going on, but then one of the Tiger Mafia goons goes to have a piss, and the VJ then says he's holding a dangerous weapon, and that was funny too. He's on a roll.
Yeah.
Captain Alex's commandos tried to capture him. You'd think they'd get him very easily. He's got his cock out. He's unarmed. You know, they're all pointing guns at him. But he does a bit of kung fu on them and manages to run away. Unbelievable. But they do manage to get the guy that's guarding the Toyota Land Cruiser that they arrived in. He just gets stabbed in the fucking throat in a shot that I'm convinced is real because it looks so good that there's no way they could have possibly faked it.
They're just that good.
Given the rest of the film looks so unrealistic, I honestly believe they murdered that man for the sake of the film.
It did look very believable.
Which is lower budget to fake somebody's death
or to actually
kill someone.
Yeah.
We just watched a man fucking die.
And they put it on YouTube.
And it's on YouTube.
It's like the good old days, isn't it?
Thunderous applause.
Someone tell Susan.
Did you like the guns and the bullets, by the way? How good was that?
The squibs. The CG squibs
The
are
CG
so
squibs
good.
are good. But also the
My
guns.
Lord.
One of the guys has like one of the machine guns with like a barrel on it.
The guy that's in
the guy
red.
in the red Is he the?
Who is
he the-
Russian?
Yeah, I was
He's
going to
a
say
Russian
he's a Russian
mercenary.
mercenary. Yeah,
He's a Russian merc, yeah.
Which is incredible, by the way.
the gun is made out of black plastic tubing, and
You'd never believe it.
the bullets are little. It's like a string of wooden dowels, basically sharpened wooden dowels to make it look like bullets.
Yeah.
And I think it's absolutely fabulous. All the guns are plastic toys or made with tape and cardboard and stuff.
They look convincing, though. They
It's
do look
genius,
convincing.
except
In
for the
480p.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't think on the IMAX it would look quite so impressive.
The IMAX.
The IMAX.
Can you imagine? Put this at the Cannes Film Festival, everyone. It's a shame it didn't make it.
Cans.
Yeah,
Cannes.
the Cannes.
You and your cans.
Is it not said Cannes or is it Cannes or something? Am I mispronouncing it?
Just you say it like an Australian, a common Australian would.
Can
And I expect.
Can.
Oh Jesus!
the Cannes
Jesus H.
Film
Christ.
Festival?
So our Russian guy, who is very much a Ugandan man. He is not Russian. He's playing a Russian though.
He could be
What?
Ugandan
Which just
Russian.
shows his range.
I mean, what are you supposed to do? It adds to the story that you've got a Russian mercenary for some reason, but
Yeah.
you haven't got any Russian actors. So what do
You've
you
only
do?
got your mates
You got your mates.
in Uganda.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of like is falling asleep, but he misses one of the commandos that walks like straight past him, right in his like eye line. But he's sort of like yawning and sleepy, so he just completely misses them. And then we get the Tiger Mafia walking in slow motion again, and this is when we hear the instrumental panpipe cover of Mamma Mia by ABBA.
Yep.
Yes.
He says
And the
it's
VJ
Captain Alex the musical, which was my
The VJ does kind of sing along a bit, but he also promises us action is coming, I promise you.
Yeah. Because I was
And
wondering.
there is action.
I was wondering when it was going to actually kick off.
That guy who was wearing the Russian mercenary reminds me of that guy that you like to post, Simon, Ricardo or whatever, the one who like
Because you got that. Thank you. The guy I like to post. I like that that's how you call him.
Well, you sent me videos of him, and I think his name is Ricardo. It's the guy who wears
Yeah,
the
it's
red
Ricardo.
bandana, and he's like half naked, like it's very shiny looking.
He is a black man that wears a red bandana, so he does have that in common.
No,
yes.
it's just the striking red of the
Yeah.
bandana. It just made me think of him.
Jesus Christ. So we get action. A gunfight breaks out. I'm not entirely... All of these action scenes are very chaotic, and it's hard to tell where people are and who is shooting at who exactly.
I think I just need to do something. How can I make it louder? Do you hear it?
Yeah.
Yes, we
that
heard
okay?
it. Movie. Is that what he said?
Yeah. I think we need VJ Emmie for literally everything. Every YOMP
Our
episode,
lives.
because it'll
Oh.
keep things going, definitely. And it'll explain everything. We need it. I need this for every film. I need this for Heat, honestly. I really did.
Oh my
Is-
God.
is-
I
Can you
needed
imagine?
VJ Emmie.
Is it your safe word? Is that what it is?
Yeah. I needed VJ Emmie for Heat so I could get through it. He would have really helped.
I can imagine him like pretending like he's the girl that is the graphic designer of menus. And he's like, I'm not going to New Zealand with my boyfriend anymore. And it would change the tone of that shot
He
of her in the car.
would. Yeah, he'd take the piss like
Oh my God.
so bad. I think I remember a scene. Obviously, there's like action. He was like, "Well, action is coming. Action is coming." But there was
Yeah.
like a scene where they were leaving this like rundown building, and I think it was Captain Alex who was like on the edge of like a door frame, and they walked past him and he's like up there like Spider-Man and they did not even notice.
Yeah. Well, he was very stealthy.
He was
Oh my god.
like genuinely Spider-Man.
There is a guy that is on the roof who gets shot like in this.
And there is a
this
guy in a
scene.
Spider-Man mask.
What?
Is that?
Yes. Yes. Did you not see the man in the Spider-Man mask like over and over again?
I
The
did not
fuck?
see a man
Oh
in the
my-
Spider-Man mask.
Is this
over
like
and over.
that? Is this like that? That test that people. That is like.
Oh, with the gorilla.
Yeah, with the gorilla. Let me
People are, like,
find it.
Passing a ball back and forth, and you have to like.
You have to
track
count how many
times.
passes there
Yeah.
are, and it turns out that there's like a man in a gorilla costume walking straight through. It was when they did the drug deal, and there was a man. I'm gonna screen
I
cap
think
it.
I know. Oh yeah, no, I see. I've got the
So
movie
the reason,
rolling.
yeah, the reason that they wore masks is so that one of the guys, the actors, could play two characters in one scene, which is
So
absolutely.
it could be a goodie and a baddie.
That's just genius, really, honestly.
Nice, yeah.
But didn't the woman who was like, I know I'm skipping ahead, but the woman who got shot, isn't that
Richard's wife.
yeah, his bitch wife? Isn't that the one who is near the end where she's with his
With
brother?
Bruce Yu.
Yeah, with Bruce
Yeah.
Yu.
That's the same.
It's the same
that's
lady.
The same woman.
Okay.
Yeah, that's because she has like TM for Tiger Mafia
love
tattooed on her
Yes.
belly.
so much.
Tattooed on her belly. Fuck's sake.
That's how you own your bitches. You own your women by tattooing
Just
your
like
initials on them.
Frankenhooker with the
Yeah.
branding. Oh
Oh
my god.
god. We're through the looking glass here, people.
Oh, fuck.
So that, yeah, there's gunfight, there's kung fu with like, I don't know, 4 to 6 people all doing kung fu.
So they're self-taught martial artists and they compete in kung fu tournaments in Uganda.
Oh my
These guys.
god.
That's why the kung fu is so good. Like
Yeah.
it genuinely is very good.
That does explain it. The VJ does say everybody in Uganda knows kung
He
fu.
does say
Yeah.
that.
And I believed him.
Yeah.
There is a smudge on the camera that is really pissing me off through most of this film, by the way. And it's
At the very top
Yeah.
of the camera, there's like a weird little smudge that's almost always there.
Oh yeah.
Which just, once you notice it, you...
I wonder if
Yeah.
it's like a like broken glass or something on the lens or
I think
A
it's
chip.
just muck.
yeah.
No. So, it's unclear. A lot of people die on both sides during this scene, and the VJ's going mental. He's saying, "The movie's on! The movie's on! The movie's on!" Exactly. Lippy's got cancer.
Libby's got cancer.
But Captain Alex is still very much alive. Don't worry, he's not dead yet. Oh, and this is when we get the scene just before we see the cows.
I do like the cows. Yeah.
The VJ says he knows the way of using a gun, and that's where the Ugandan Knuckles meme came from.
Yeah.
Do you know that way?
Oh, is that where it came from?
He doesn't even say, do you know the way?
No. He just says he knows the way.
He knows the way. Yeah, I put that in my notes. I was
It's like elementary, dear Watson.
oh my god.
Never says it. He never actually says it. But luckily the cows will get away without being shot.
I'm reading some of the little triv bits throughout the film, especially during fighting. Phrases such as "the movie is on" or just "movie" are said by the VJ in order to not scare the locals. I don't believe that somehow.
That's not true. Are you reading that on IMDb,
Yeah.
which is a website anyone can
Yeah.
post on?
Yeah.
Well, so is the Wikipedia.
I know they're watching a fucking movie. They're not stupid. No, but at least Wikipedia needs
No, maybe
citations.
Maybe when he was doing the voiceover work, he means like when he was recording and he was, shouting all of these things.
his wife was about to walk in the room, and he's like, "The movie's on! The movie's on!"
Yeah, yeah.
So she wouldn't interrupt him.
I just like how he kept
with chicken tenders.
He kept interjecting with, "Who killed Captain Alex is the movie," like quite often, and I'm like, I know, dude. I like, I know, I haven't forgotten. It's very hard to forget that. I'm watching this.
I think maybe because I think where this would be shown would be in like a cinema, a shitty little cinema in Uganda. The VJ shows these things with his commentary on, and people would walk in and out of the cinema. They would just come and go. So occasionally, you'd have to remind people what film it is they're watching, because people would wander in, watch it for half an hour, and then leave and go and have a drink.
Oh,
so I think that's my reasoning.
That's cool.
Your theory.
Yeah, that's cool though.
Because at the end, he does mention that he has like a location where people can visit, and
yes,
that's where he shows films and comments on.
Interesting.
I'd love that. I think that should be a thing in more places, honestly.
What?
Like, I mean, I guess it's like
You're watching Heat.
I'd love it. I think it'd be great. I think it like different from a cinema, but basically you've got like a live streamer reacts channel, but in person, watching films and like riffing on it the whole way through. And you can just come and go, and you can get, you can get some popcorn, you can leave, you can come back, you can bring your mates, you can tell your mates to fuck off. It'd be brilliant.
That's actually,
there you go.
That's a good point. You just got some guy like the video jockey at the front with the microphone just doing his commentary.
Yeah, and it's like, remember silent films, and you remember silent films, don't you, Simon?
Yeah, Simon.
I do, yeah.
You remember
before the talkies.
Before the talkies. And that's where the word movies comes from, because they're moving pictures. And they had a guy playing the piano at the front. And that's what his job was. He was playing the piano live to give a soundtrack.
Or a Hammond organ or something.
Fuck me. He knows.
Brilliant.
He knows. He was there.
Oh my God.
He was there.
Hey, what, for half a crown, you could go to the cinema, get a hand job off a girl.
What?
You take her out for a slap-up fish and chip supper
Slap
afterwards.
up grill.
And you still have change from the bus fare home. So one of the commandos, the commandos capture one of the mafia guys, and in the next scene we meet Richard, head of the Tiger Mafia. Luckily, the VJ introduces him.
I love this scene with all my
He's
heart.
wearing a spiffing leather jacket, I would say. He sits down to watch some telly.
He's got his stick with him, and he moves his Minnie Mouse out of the chair to watch Expos.
He wants to watch some women singing.
I thought
Ugandan
he was
songs.
gonna start watching porn, because he was like, I think
his porn watching stick.
With his porn watching stick, he needs something to mount his penis somewhere.
G-Star Games.
What? They did say it's a deadly weapon.
I have a theory for the stick as well. Okay, this wasn't just a piece to drive the story, which it is useful. It is a useful prop. But I did watch I Hate Everything YouTube video on this movie. Well, I watched half of it. I couldn't be asked. And he ordered the DVD. He ordered the DVD direct from these guys, and they sent him a note saying the DVD does not have a title screen, because most people in Uganda do not have remotes because they either lost them or are broken. So basically,
the stick is for changing
the channel. I think that's what it is.
Oh my God, it's his TV stick.
It's his TV stick.
That explains so much.
I actually,
and I thought that was so cute as well, that most people in Uganda, they just lost or broke their remotes. They just don't have a remote for the telly.
They can't just go to they can't go to Maplin's and buy a new remote.
A universal remote.
No, but he also does use that stick to beat the shit out of the TV set. So.
Yes, that's the prop. That's the usefulness of this prop. But I like to make it seem like,
Well, no, I thought before you even explained it, I'm like, oh, they definitely use it to like change the channels, because that's what I would do. But Like I remember my grandma had like the TV set that had the dial as opposed to like the buttons.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So that would not. You need a gripper.
Can I tell you a cute little telly remote?
away.
A little remote fact. So you remember those tellies that had? You see people. They had the remote that had a clicker. They had a clicker on the remote, and it was like a little box, and it didn't have any batteries in it or anything. It was just like a clicker, and it made that very audible click.
Yeah.
How did that work?
What that was is it made a very high-pitched sound in different frequencies, which the TV picked up and would change the circuitry to change the channel volume, whatever. But they had to stop using it because
why the dogs went apeshit.
Yeah, the dogs would go apeshit, and also people jingling their keys or whatever would also change the channel sometimes. So it wasn't a very useful thing to do. To have around, but it was super cool. I love it.
That is fucking awesome. Boofy fact.
Oh my god.
Remote facts. I did actually. I recently tried to donate an old TV to the British Heart Foundation, but the guy came to pick it up, and I didn't have the remote. But I found the remote. You'll be pleased to know I found that remote.
She found the remote. Everyone, an update.
I was gonna ask where was it?
It was in a box with a load of cables.
Ah, the old
cable
box. Yeah,
the cable box.
yeah.
It was in
a Danish shortbread tin.
Very
like
big Danish shortbread.
Very
tin.
big. Yeah, no, I occasionally try to go through those types of boxes with those kinds of wires because I'm like, I'm never gonna use this one specifically or that one, and it's just like a bunch of shit in a box.
I love it. I've got a drawer full. I mean, I sort it out and I like wrap it up with my little cable ties and I put them all in specific places. These are my HDMI cables. These are my jack leads. These are my USBs. Oh, these are mini USBs. These are micro USBs.
Oh my god. So organised.
I've just been in the house far too long, Simon.
Oh. You got to keep yourself busy somehow, haven't
I do.
you?
This is like why housewives got drinking problems, isn't it?
Oh my god, it's drinking or organising cables, and you only have so many cables.
I've only got so many cables. There's only so many times I can organise my pants in my drawer.
I mean, if you ever watched like Mad Men or whatever, like you've just got the wife at home.
God,
what?
I think we're on our fourth tangent now. This is incredible.
Because this film is so...
Okay, Mad Men.
It like...
Go on.
I like the tangents. I think some people do like the tangents, but you've got the housewives who stay at home and then, they've got the kids, right? But then the kids will go off to school. But then all they do is just sit, cook dinner, and then they'll just sit with a glass of whatever, wine or whatever, and
like in The Simpsons, where she gets the future house when they move, and the kids are at schools and Homer's at work, and Marge is just sitting there. But the self-cleaning kitchen means she's got nothing. She's got no housework to do, so she sits and has a glass of wine.
Yeah,
and there's a dramatic sting where she drinks it.
Exactly. Like they don't have anything else to do, so they're just sitting and drinking. And then the husband comes home, and then they're like, "Ugh," and they go and sit on the couch and. Don't really contribute much. So they develop a little drinking issue. But yeah. Anyway, back to the movie with the TV. He finds out some devastating news.
His brother, Martin, has been captured by Captain Alex and his crack team of commandos.
Crack
team. And this is... Also, Captain Alex apparently promises to capture Richard in just a few days. And this is when Richard just kind of loses his mind, destroys the TV. And then we see his wife, the redhead? Do we call her a redhead?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I can't remember what her name was. It's like Rikia or something was her name.
I cannot remember.
He asks her what the hell just happened with the drug deal, and she says to him, "Your brother fights like a bitch." That's what. And he didn't really like that. He says, he's got dozens of wives, but only one brother, and then he slaps her so hard she falls to the floor.
I love that so much. That line really, it resonated with me.
Oh, he's a baddie. We know he's a baddie.
because he's a baddie because he's got so many wives.
Yeah.
Why would you like? They're the deadliest gang in Uganda, and she had the fucking balls to say your brother fights like a bitch, when he's clearly upset that his brother has been captured and probably a little bit unhinged, and she gets the fucking shit slapped out of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, very, very brave. I thought it was very brave of her to pipe up like that.
She runs off to her bedroom and she gets her mobile phone out and she phones up Puffs.
I love that she doesn't even like jump on the bed. She like carefully crawls on it. Like when I was upset when I was a kid, I would run and jump and like bury my face into a pillow because you're upset, right? But she's just like, she slowly crawls on it.
I'd lock myself in a cupboard.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I had a cupboard that I went into.
Jesus.
We had a cupboard
Harry
in each
Potter.
of our bedrooms. Rosie had 2 cupboards and I just had the one cupboard under the eaves. So we put toys in there, but it was very good to climb into if you were feeling upset because it was very quiet.
Your sulking cupboard.
I used to climb into my cupboard too and cry on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
My little wardrobe as well. Under the bed.
Is this something
under
every
the table.
girl did?
It
girl
stifles
do
the
this?
sound as
Let us
well.
know.
It like because you don't
Oh
want
my
them to hear
God.
you crying.
I want people to feel bad. They're like, "Where's Sophie gone?" We left her in the cupboard.
She's in a crying cupboard.
It was like that one time that I fell asleep in the car and they left me in there and they didn't realise until I set the alarm off because I moved.
Oh my god! How did they
Oh
not
my
see you? What the fuck?
Well,
She
to be
was
fair,
18 months old.
we were on holiday in France. I was about 8, and it was they were probably very drunk at that stage.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's a holiday. You're supposed to. I mean, parents are supposed to get very drunk. They did try and feed me snails. They tried to give me escargot on that holiday.
Sophie, this is what happened to Madeleine McCann.
I was
Oh my
thinking
god!
the same thing.
Did he give her snails? The poor girl.
Oh,
No, she was in Spain or somewhere, right?
I was a bit
Yeah.
older
Portugal, I
than
don't
Madeleine
know.
McCann, and also like we were camping in a tent, and so they were like the car was like right next to them.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, no, that's
You were
fair.
fine.
They didn't leave me in a car park in a pub car park somewhere.
Listen,
No.
things are just they were so different back then. Anyway, like if you
They were.
If you tell
It was
that's-
a different time.
It is a different time. It was a different time. And if you say something like that now, like if that happened to a kid now, you'd be crucified. Like
You'd be cancelled.
Yeah.
Even worse, you'd be cancelled on social media.
well,
No!
that's what you crucified. Like people will fucking you give you the smallest thing, they run with it and you're over. So well, you just
Okay, we're going to skip ahead a little bit. Richard meets up with his men at his Tiger Mafia base. And Puffs states that even though Captain Alex's well-trained commandos attacked them by surprise, they still managed to get the briefcase presumably full of drugs. I don't think we're ever told what's in it. But I assume it's
probably
drugs. And he also saved Richard's beautiful wife. And he uses those words, beautiful wife. And Richard says, instead of my brother, you saved this bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And she whips her sunglasses off, takes a step towards him. The VJ says, who's the bitch? Richard pulls out a gun, shoots her, and then the VJ says, you. He just shot his wife. He just fucking, she goes down, presumably dead, and that's it. We'll never see her again.
The slaps look very
Is that the
real
movie?
in this movie too. I feel like they
They
are.
I think they were.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they were. Richard demands that his men find his brother. He beats them around a bit. He throws stuff. At one point, he picks up something that looks like it's a whip,
Yeah.
but then he just throws it at them.
That's one of my favourite bits. Because it's
Well,
a genuine, it looks so heavy. Like the guy, they look like they're being hurt in a way.
Yeah.
That's dedication to the craft.
His men scamper outside and hide, have a little chat, and then he walks out. He's calmed down a little bit, and he asks where their spy is. They've got a spy.
Ooh.
Richard then says the line, "My brother's so sweet and has a beautiful voice." Which I don't even know. That wasn't the VJ. That was actually in the movie. My brother's so sweet and has a beautiful voice.
I like it.
Yeah, that's nice.
I can't even get my head around that.
I mean, my sister's really sweet and has a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
I mean, we do sound very similar. I
That's
think it's more acceptable for... We're not in a gang. We're not in a mafia.
True.
And we're not big.
Could be.
I can hear like seagulls popping off.
Yes, yeah. I've got the seagulls going right now. Can you hear them?
I can.
Sons. Hello, boys.
Oh my god, I've never heard them on your end before. There.
I don't know what. Sometimes they start circling above, and I feel like they're like vultures. They're waiting for me to die.
Or they think you've got chips.
Same thing. As soon as I'll die from chip overdose.
What a way to go, though.
So they keep coming into my house, like until they can't figure out the fly mesh that I put up. Because I'd leave the patio doors open when it was warm, and they'd come in and eat the cat biscuits. And
seagulls.
Yeah, the seagulls would just walk in.
Why don't they eat the fucking caterpillars?
I mean,
I did actually move. I evicted the caterpillars last night because they were running around the bathroom.
Was there a culling? Was there an actual culling last night?
I got a little toilet roll tube and stuffed some toilet paper in the bottom, so it was like a little container. And then I scooped them into there.
Filled it with these caterpillars.
And there was 3 of them, and then I put them in the garden last night. Because they were...
Yeah, they're going to live a long, happy life and not get eaten by birds.
Well, to be fair, there aren't any birds in my garden. Because the cats will get them, except for seagulls. Right. And the seagulls don't want that. The seagulls just want kebabs and chips.
Right.
And I don't have those at the moment. But, yeah. So I did find one on my shower curtain last night, and I was like, yeah, it's time for you guys to move out and go to university, innit?
You're getting too close. This is where I stand naked.
But to be fair,
you gotta leave.
Miss sitting on the toilet and turning around and looking where they are. Because they're on the windowsill behind the toilet. So
can't you just read Viz like normal people do on the toilet?
I want to talk to my caterpillars.
They won't talk back to you, though.
Well, I spoke to them.
It's a very one-sided conversation.
That's all I have these days, except for YOMP. This is the only
Oh my god.
I talk to the cats, I talk to the caterpillars, I talk to the slugs, I talk to everything in the garden, I talk to plants.
You're like
Prince Charles, King Charles.
Who's the one that talks to animals? Is it Snow White? No.
Are you thinking of Dr. Dolittle?
No, the princess who is it's Cinderella. Is this Cinderella?
Yeah, in the movie she talks to the mice and stuff.
Yeah, that's you. You're Cinderella.
I love it.
Oh.
Let me find it.
Didn't you wear a princess outfit once
my god.
for your birthday?
Oh my god.
What?
You did, right? I'm not imagining this.
I've frequently dressed up as princesses.
Oh my god, that is so cute.
I love it. I had a princess party.
Oh, that's adorable.
27 years old.
Oh, you can't say anything, man. Barbie is a big movie at the moment, and everyone's going batshit crazy for it. So
I know, right?
Princess outfits is pretty normal.
Everyone should be talking about who killed Captain Alex. We should be talking about who killed Captain Alex.
I still don't know who killed Captain Alex, to be honest. But yeah, let's continue.
So the VJ during the scene has been sort of pretending to be crying, like Richard is crying. And it says, "I just want good news." And then a woman approaches and says, Bad news, sir." Beautiful. She informs him that his brother has been transferred to the police headquarters in Kampala, the capital of Uganda. And Richard asks where Alex is. And she replies, "Alex is my bitch. I'm with him every night in his tent. She's the spy, and she's been sleeping with Captain Alex. And Richard demands, I want you to bring Captain Alex. I want Alex here tonight. And you puffs, I killed a wife because of you. Don't screw this up.
A wife. I like
a wife.
I killed
He's got dozens.
a wife. A wife.
Got dozens. Then we got a really weird scene where Richard goes to the cop. And I think this is the same cop that has the backyard with the camp and Captain Alex's commandos in. I think it's the same guy. And this cop is corrupt, very clearly. He's got no power. He can't free Richard's brother because Captain Alex is now in charge of everything. And then Richard says the line, you think I'll just sit back as you try to eat me as if I were a juicy grasshopper?
Yeah.
And then he tells the cop to suck his dick, steals some of the guns, and then leaves.
Yeah. He called him a diarrhea squirt as well, I think.
I love it. It's so good. It's so
He's
fucking
just
good.
taking the box of guns
king.
from the police station, and the guy's like barely doing anything to stop him. And I'm like, what?
He's like, no, you can't take it. They're not for you.
Fantastic acting from that guy, though.
To be honest.
Oh, God.
What a king.
Just the balls to just walk into like a police station and just like take some guns.
Yeah.
They're just lying there.
That's a show of his character. That's how tough he is. Even the cops can't stop him from taking the guns.
Mm-hmm.
So our spy, Vicky, who works for the Tiger Mafia, enters the commando camp and then enters Captain Alex's tent. He is all over her. Like, I think he wants to have it off with her.
You think?
The VJ says weird shit like, I'm ready to beat it, let's beat the rat. And I'm not sure what that means.
I can extrapolate. I can extrapolate that it might mean something towards masturbation.
Because I thought, does he mean like his cock is the rat? Or is the rat like a hirsute vagina?
Like a beaver.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I assumed
because
it
they
was
probably don't have beavers in Uganda, but they have rats.
I assumed he was talking about his penis.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Let us know. Let us know in the comments. So she manages to get Captain Alex undressed because they're going to go and bathe. And the Tiger Mafia are just beginning to infiltrate the camp. And then there's a gunshot. Captain Alex groans in pain. The devious spy legs it out of the tent. She lets the Tiger Mafia guys, including Puffs, know that Captain Alex has just been shot. Captain Alex is dead. His commandos go and check the body. They declare Captain Alex dead, and then they go and search the camp for the killer. Presumably they don't find him because it's then daytime, and they're talking about who killed Captain Alex. Not the film, but actually who killed him.
Yeah.
So before the Tiger Mafia even got in, someone murdered him. And it wasn't the spy.
No.
So who was it? And as G alluded to, we never find out. We never find out who actually
find out. And
killed Captain Alex.
There was on the actual DVD, there was an interview, and someone said, "So who killed Captain Alex?" And the director goes, "I don't know."
One day we'll get a proper sequel.
Maybe.
We'll go in depth. Maybe a prequel. So Captain Alex's men are distraught. They don't seem to realize that two of them have been captured by the Tiger Mafia in the night. They think they've just gone AWOL. They need a new hero. They need a new commander, and this is when Captain Alex's brother arrives on the scene. And I was like, okay, so he's going to be the new, commander. That's not what happens. They just get some fucking loser. But this is when we first meet a Ugandan Shaolin monk that is dubbed Bruce U. Like Bruce Lee, but the U for Uganda. And he is a very, mean-looking, very lean man that has some real fucking moves, as we see.
He's really good.
He's amazing. He's fucking amazing. Oh, this is when we get there's the scene where Richard, he's been expecting them to capture Captain Alex, but his men have to break the news that someone got to the camp before them and killed him. And then we get the instrumental version of Kiss from a Rose.
Yes.
Inexplicably.
Na, 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 na.
Oh my
I
God,
found
it's a banger.
really random. They were like, "Oh, Ugandan Shaolin Temple," and I'm just thinking, like, what is the point of all of this? But you're gonna like kung fu Captain Alex back to
Gee,
life?
you can't ask what is the point in all of this. It'll all fall apart.
True.
Yeah.
It'll all fall apart.
Fucking House of Cards.
Bruce Yu examines his brother's tent. He rifles through his belongings and finds a hand-drawn and written calling card from the Tiger Mafia. It says TM on it, and there's a lovely picture of the tiger. The camera then zooms in, fails to have any of it in focus, but helpfully, Bruce reads it out, and he says, "Welcome to Dangerous Zone." That's what was written on the card. Lovely picture of a tiger on it, though. Lovely picture of a tiger.
Sure, yeah. Drawn,
It's a shame we couldn't really see it.
drawn
very
by
well.
a 5-year-old. Very, very high
I love
quality.
Richard is interrogating the two captured commandos, and he demands to know who killed Captain Alex.
He said
But
the
they
name of
don't
the villain.
know. And one of them gets slapped. But then one of the commandos discover a tracking device that's actually a walkie-talkie that's broadcasting the interrogation back at the Tiger Mafia base. Why they call it a tracking device, I have no idea. Because it isn't that. If anything, it would be a bug, right?
Yeah.
A listening device.
Yeah.
But that's fine. They just got the name of it wrong. So they hear that there was a spy and that she denies killing Captain Alex. And then we get the scene when Richard walks towards the camera, looks into it, and then looks away, looks into it again, and he pleads with the viewer, "Then who killed Captain Alex? Who?" Why he looks at the camera, I don't really know.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
He does break the fourth wall, and I got chills. I got chills during that scene. It's such a weird film. Bruce Yu has gone to some place, a local Shaolin temple, in Uganda, and he's searching for his master or a master.
Yeah.
But the monks that live there don't want to introduce him to the master, and he ends up fighting them and kicking their fucking ass. He does all kinds of like kicks and jumps and really good moves. Actually, really impressive moves from him.
It's genuinely good kung fu, that.
The VJ kind of goes crazy about it.
I was thinking, are we going to get some murder mystery type shit going on now? Because we're like wondering who killed Captain Alex.
That's what I
want to
thought.
know.
Yeah, that's
I
what I
thought
thought.
we're going to get some good depth here.
When a film is called Who Killed X, you would expect it, with a question mark, you'd expect it to be a kind of a whodunit.
Yeah.
But this is an action movie, baby!
Can I just ask, do we ever find out who does?
No!
Oh.
We've said.
You don't get to find
I thought
it
she
out.
just meant up until this point, or like even...
No, just in general.
Yeah,
just-
we
The
just-
director doesn't know. He never planned it out.
It's like a open-ended, like an open ending to a film where it's like open to interpretation, or it's like to keep you guessing, keep you talking
We
about
can-
it. But it's like,
we can pretend, yeah.
there's not really much to go off on here. I'm not exactly sure who killed Captain Alex.
It must have been one of his men, one of his commandos betrayed him. But we never find out who.
I mean, it has to be, because like,
The chef.
oh no, it's the cannibal chef.
Why wouldn't he poison him, though? That would be the obvious way of doing it.
True.
Maybe he's jealous because he was sleeping with the hot lady.
I think at one point,
Yeah.
because I've got in my notes, I've never seen a woman, and then I put same brother. I don't remember who says that.
That's coming up shortly. I think.
Okay.
So Bruce Yu kicks the ass of these monks, and then he tells the master that he wants to avenge his brother's death, and the master says, no, that's bad. Kung Fu is just for defense, the usual bollocks. And then Bruce Yu just leaves. He's gone.
Yeah.
Bruce Yu, the spy returns back to the camp, and the men know she's a spy, but they just sort of play along, which is a bit weird, but they don't want to let her know that they know,
Yeah.
Then we get the scene where Bruce Yu was asleep in a tree in a sort of makeshift hammock that he's made, tied between two branches.
I remember. It looks so jank.
He jumps out of the tree and he lands incredibly gracefully. There is a little bit of speeding up and slowing down of the footage, but it's an incredible roll that he does when he lands from quite a height.
He's a kung fu master.
He fucking is. I honestly believe he is. And now it's time for him to make breakfast.
He can't do anything until he has breakfast. Really,
he can't train until he's had his breakfast. And the VJ says, a super master of kung fu, a super master of cooking. And I'm like, are we going to actually watch him start a fire, cook this fish?
Yeah.
When is it going to cut away? But then he discovers in the bushes nearby Richard's wife, who was shot. She's still alive. She's definitely not dead, but she claims to have lost
shrubbery and shit, which I found so funny because she's rustling in the leaves,
right next to his camp.
Yeah, that's convenient. Very convenient.
She claims to have lost her memory, but I think she's lying. I think that's a lie from her.
I don't know. She got shot, and but
in the shoulder.
Was it in the shoulder? I thought it was in a more severe location than that.
And apparently she doesn't need to go and see a doctor or anything.
No, she's fine. She's fine. She's living her best life.
She just needs fish. She just needs some of that fish.
Yeah, that's... Oh, and water. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how, I've got the movie playing to my left, and she's like, I need water. And he's like, what's this? And he's picking her up and shaking her. I've never seen a woman. Oh, that's what the line is. I've never seen a woman. It's so good.
There it is.
Perfection.
One of the commandos is some old guy who I don't think ever is given a name in the film. Maybe he's got a name in the credits, but they never say what his name is in the movie. He gives a bit of a speech about them needing to find someone to get Captain Alex's killer and lead the group of commandos.
And
then a woman commando suggests this crazy guy who knows how to take down drug dealers and beheaded one of the major drug dealers in Colombia.
Yeah.
And by some insane coincidence, this super cop guy just so happens to be on holiday here in Uganda right now at this very moment. Which, sure.
The guy has an insane CV, right? He's been everywhere and he's done so much. Because they're trying to figure out who could possibly have gone after him at this point. Because they're and everyone is desperately trying to figure out, even on the good and the bad side, they're who the fuck? Who killed him?
But they just need a leader to take down the Tiger Mafia, and then things should hopefully fall into place. They just need a badass motherfucker to come in and wreck some shit.
Yeah.
And so they managed to get hold of this crazy guy eventually. We have this crazy scene of Bruce Yu doing his training. There's a kind of a montage coming up here. He's doing push-ups in the water, on the bank of a river or lake, maybe Lake Victoria. So he's doing these push-ups half in the water.
Yeah, which is badass.
It's badass.
It's really fast as well, isn't it? Is it sped up or something?
There's some speeding up and slowing down of the footage.
Yeah.
There's weird effects. The VJ is yelling, but he's yelling in like some Bantu language, and there's no translation, no subtitles. I have no idea what he's saying. Richard's wife is like eyeing him up. She gives him like this eye. She's like, oh. And this is when we get the scene where he's fishing, manages to catch another fish. The wife says, "Can I eat this one too?" Bruce Yu snaps his head round, glares at her, and the VJ says, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I love that bit. It's so good.
Perfectly cut.
So good. So fucking good. One of the best moments of the film.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
We get another bit of kiss from a rose, and Richard has kidnapped a TV reporter and her camera woman, and he wants them to make a statement or report about him or something. We see some guy who has a family. He's in a house, and he asks his son to turn on the news. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. I don't know who he is. He's some oldish guy. The reporter goes live, and she's about to speak, and Richard just snatches the microphone straight off of her, and he starts yelling, "I want my brother! I want him right now! I have hostages! I'm going to start killing!" And then he shows the commandos, and he just starts fucking shooting. He shoots one of them, like immediately. Like, Jesus. And then the family man guy makes a phone call. He wants to find that reporter. He wants them to get the reporter so he can talk to her. Is he a cop? Is he like... It's never really explained who the fuck he is.
There's a lot of things that aren't really explained, bro.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, honestly, like, near the beginning of the film, I had cohesive notes and sentences. And then as I get to, like, the second and third page, it's literally... nonsense.
Movie.
Yeah, it's nonsense. I've got na. I've got na. Yeah, yes, sir. Action. That scene where they keep saying yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, and then I put more slapping. Like, it's just nonsense notes because the movie just gets batshit insane, more batshit insane than it already has been.
Which is batshit insane.
Oh, this next scene is when Bruce Yu sees the tattooed navel that says TM on Richard's wife. Then we go to the family man who's interviewing the reporter, and basically he says that they're going to attack the Tiger Mafia like immediately because she knows where they are, presumably. Very strange. Bruce Yu questions Richard's wife, and he asks her, "Why did the Tiger Mafia try to kill you?" And she responds with, "I don't know, but I was in love." We immediately cut to a flashback, black and white. She's tied up. Richard says to her, "Marry me or die."
Oh, this is my favorite.
We get the weird vignette of like a heart appearing on the screen, which I think is the VJ that's edited that in. She gets water thrown over her.
She's
cigarettes put out on her.
When she gets water thrown over her.
No, she's not. She's
laughing.
She's acting like she's getting doused with fucking acid the way she's carrying on.
I thought it seems like she was laughing to me.
It probably wasn't drinking water, so it was probably
true.
paint water.
This is my favorite thing in the movie,
cow's blood,
because they're like waterboarding her, and they're just complete.
That's not what waterboarding is. They're chucking buckets of water on her. She's acting like she's screaming and wailing, and then the fucking video joker is like, she was caught watching Nigerian movies. I want to frame that shit. Line.
That is the best line in the whole. It's the best line in the whole film.
It's up there. It's fucking up there. Top 10.
It's great.
Top 5 maybe.
It's great. I was losing my fucking mind at this point. The fucking video joker was really getting me through it.
So basically, Richard's brother, Bruce Yu, no, not Richard's brother, sorry, Captain Alex's brother, Bruce Yu, now knows that she's Richard's wife,
Oh,
and that
Jesus.
she is going to lead him to their base. So that's important.
Yeah.
That's very important.
God, the way you worded that really confused me. I'm like, wait.
It is a
what?
little bit. It is a little bit. Yeah. Then we get a cut to the commando base, and in their camp, there's a new guy there. He looks stoned as fuck. And the VJ says, the new military commander, he fights drugs and uses drugs. He looks off his fucking tits, and I just laughed out loud
High
at
off
that.
of his own supply.
Yeah. The corrupt cop phones Richard on his mobile and lets him eavesdrop on their secret plan.
Chad.
Which is very clever.
Yeah,
of him.
very, very Chad.
It's revealed that they have 50 soldiers and they're going to get a helicopter. They're going to get a
50.
fucking helicopter.
Yeah.
The new commander then says this amazing line, we need to attack very early because I am on vacation and I want to go dancing later. Maybe go to the beach. And at this point, I'm like, I don't think we're supposed to take the actual movie all that seriously, really.
Yeah.
You know, not 100%.
Anytime there was like chaotic action like that with just, you know, the shooting and the running around and obviously it's a mess and my brain sort of just tuned out during those points because it's not really the easiest thing to follow, I guess. And
The action scenes are so chaotic.
they are very chaotic and like there were of no real consequence. Like no one of importance really like copped it. You know, anyone who was
Not until the end.
not until the
really,
very
no.
end, yeah. So anytime there was action, I was just like, oh god. Sure.
It's this scene where the VJ starts making the farting noises and then acts like he's sniffing the farts he just made.
I think
See, even the VJ was bored here. He was tuned out as well.
I was
because they are just rabbiting on about their plans, and they're like, "Oh, they think we're gonna attack here, but we're actually gonna attack here, and blah blah blah. We can use a helicopter, blah blah blah." And then we have a scene that begins with the VJ saying, "If you are enjoying Who Killed Captain Alex, watch out for Bad Black."
Mm-hmm.
And then the subtitles come on screen, and what do they read? G?
They read "Coming soon."
Bad Black.
Bad Black.
Coming soon.
Don't miss it.
Bad Black.
Don't miss
Yeah,
it.
don't miss it, guys. Don't miss it.
Come.
Bruce Yu is infiltrating the Tiger Mafia. This is like the day everything's going to go down.
Yeah. This is Judgment Day.
The commandos are getting ready for their attack, and their new commander orders them to chop off Richard's head. He says Captain Alex was an idiot. He got caught with his pants down. And this is the scene where he calls them idiots, and he's like, pretend to listen. They go, yes, sir. Yes, sir. The commander explains the Tiger Mafia base is an old grade school, which explains why it looks like a school.
That does explain it.
That's been bombed. That's already been bombed, honestly.
Yeah. Looks pretty fucked up.
They're going to attack from the playground with their fucking helicopter.
Yeah.
And then we get the VJ who says, now it's time to see real action. VJ Emmie on the M.I.C. straight from Wakaliwood, Natete, Uganda. And it doesn't quite happen yet. There's no action just yet. Richard orders his men to steal a helicopter of their own to bomb the city to create a distraction. And that made me think, well, if they could just get a helicopter, why don't they just bomb the commando base?
Yeah.
And wipe out all the good guys?
Well, that would make sense.
Because they know where it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, we get a weird shot of some birds. And I think they're Goliath herons, which are native to Uganda.
I was wondering what they were because they look kind of like pelicans or shoebills.
I thought they were pelicans at first, which I'm pretty sure they are.
They're very big.
They're very big.
Very,
They're
very
so big that the VJ Emmie calls them dinosaurs.
He does.
Dinosaurs!
I was like, dinosaurs, yes. Also known as pelicans, my guy.
I love them.
Yeah.
I love them.
Kiss Rose plays, and the Tiger Mafia guy, I think it's Puffs, infiltrates the herons. he kills a couple of soldiers very easily, like very professionally, like a real hitman. And this is when, in my notes, I've written, "Oh my lord, oh my dear God, ah ha 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 ha. Okay, they never had the budget for real helicopters. This is the best they could do." So I feel like I'm being quite generous to them.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I thought it was fabulous.
I'm so excited to hear your guys' scores at the end of this, by the way.
This scene where they have the helicopter and they're using computer graphics to
my God.
bomb various. There was a glass building. And it sort of just
Puff
folds.
says there's a glass building. He doesn't know what it is. This is in Kampala.
My favorite thing is
capital.
when they're like,
I think he would know.
Bomb anything big and important. Like, that is just the best line, because it's like, they don't even know. They're just like, oh yeah, it looks big. I guess it looks important. Yeah, fuck it. We'll go and bomb that, I guess.
But the way that the buildings sort of fold in on themselves.
They just instantly just disappear, pretty much.
Well, some of them do.
The big glass one vanishes.
Well, no, it kind of folds in on itself. It like crumbles, and then there's another couple that just get exploded.
It crumbles in like half of a second.
Yeah, it was clever though.
It was clever. Yeah, sure. We get the scene before this though, where Richard beats up some of the new recruits to the gang. Because the guy recruited them, said that he trusted them, and Richard needs to teach them a lesson. And he also beats up the guy that recruited them for being too trusting. It's very strange, but it just goes to show how much of an asshole he is. They've also captured a trespasser who's thrown to the ground, and then the new guys are ordered to beat him up to show their worth. But unlucky for them, it's fucking Bruce Yu.
Yeah.
Who has the power of kung fu and homophobic slurs, because he says the F-bomb, the bad one, the one that rhymes with maggots.
Neither me nor G got picked up on that.
Yeah, I never.
We were just like,
it's in the subtitles.
But I can't tell if
very clear as day.
I can't tell if the movie just like scrambled my brains so much at this point.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't even notice.
It was hard work.
So he does some cool like kicks and stuff, and this is when Puffs is ordered to bomb anything big and important. Destroys a couple more buildings that I think only residents of Uganda would recognize. There's like a church building and some other stuff. Maybe a town hall or something, or city hall. The commandos close in on the school, the Tiger Mafia base. The VJ kindly reminds us that we're watching Who Killed Captain Alex yet again, in case we've forgotten or wandered off to get a drink and come back in. They crawl through like water, like streams of water, for seemingly no reason. Maybe to just look cool.
Yeah.
There's a booby trap, which is like a wooden stake with spikes on that gets one of the mafia guys, and someone else gets garroted, which is pretty cool. So the commandos are doing their job, taking out the mafia people one by one. And then there's a scene where there's a commando, I think, in the school with, I think, two of Richard's wives. And he's holding a gun against one of their heads. But obviously, if he shoots, it'll go through both of their heads.
Of course.
Right?
Sure.
But then a guy runs in and says, "Boss, we're surrounded." Richard then shoots the commando and both of his wives.
Yeah.
He shoots all of them. Bruce Yu, meanwhile, is still kung fu fighting the recruits. We get a wonderful scene with the good guys helicopter, and a commando jumps out of it, which was a stunning effect.
Of course. Only the best.
And then the helicopter blows up the building that Bruce Yu is in, which was good timing because he was losing. One of the bad guys, I can't remember who, but they did like a double kick with both of their feet on either side of his head.
That was the best. That was the best thing.
Like, it could have been faked because we only get the shot of just the legs.
I think he was hanging off something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was very funny.
The
I
man
like
is
that.
very nimble.
He's
But
great.
this wasn't Bruce Yu doing it. It was someone doing it to him.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I've just seen it. No, he was hanging off of something. Definitely. There's no way.
It looks great, though. It
does,
does look great.
yeah.
Give him credit for that.
Yeah, it gave him whiplash.
The building is blown up, and one of the mafia women is boosted over a wall. Her trousers sort of reveal her undergarments for a brief moment, and the VJ says, "Oh, Tiger Mafia has good panties."
Oh my god! I've just seen that. I wouldn't even have noticed until you pointed it out.
We see her whale tail, I believe the kids say.
Well,
Her lace panties.
I don't think they say that anymore. I don't think I've ever heard whale tail in the past 10 years.
That's what they say. That's what the kids say. That's what the kids are saying.
I don't think they do, Simon.
We're in the end game. We're in the end game here, ladies.
Yeah.
It's pure fucking chaos. There's explosions, gunfire, kung fu. It's happening in the school. It's happening in the jungle. A bunch of the mafia. Sorry.
My last two notes, because I think my brain gave up, were Russian mercenary Ugandan Rambo, and then Ugandan Ghetto Air Force. That's all I read.
That is what the VJ says.
That
he
is,
uses the word ghetto.
He does, yeah.
So the mafia kind of run into the jungle, but that's where the soldiers are waiting. The commandos are waiting. There's a lot of completely incoherent action. The commando is hit and he goes down. The red mercenary Russian guy throws a grenade and someone blows up, which looks quite good. But then he's almost immediately killed. So he's out of action.
Yeah.
The Ugandan Air Force chopper, the pilot says that the forest is too thick and he can't see anything, and then he just drops a bomb, which could have landed on his own men. But he just drops it, and then I think he blows up the mafia helicopter that's now in the jungle, which... sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the Tiger Mafia are now fucking dead, except for Richard, who's been captured. He's still alive. Ready for the sequel. We get some TV footage of Kampala that's just ruined, on fire. People are fleeing for their lives. There's terror. The old commando dude is watching this on the TV, and his phone rings. It's the minister. I don't know what he's the minister of, but he's the minister.
He's just the minister.
And he reassures the minister that Kampala is completely safe, and then he adds, Ugandans love martial law, which I guess is a little, sort of at the end of the film. That is the end of the film, but it's not the end of the YouTube video of Who Killed Captain Alex. We get, but who killed Captain Alex appears on screen. And the VJ says, I hope you enjoyed Captain Alex, and be sure, tell everyone. The screen then explodes. That Uganda is crazy.
Screen explodes.
Then on screen, we get a dedication to the director's grandmother as a song about grandmas, please.
Yeah.
And it also mentions how bad things were during the war and stuff. And how he was protected by his grandmother. And we see some behind the scenes footage and footage of daily life in Uganda and stuff. And then we have the director, the man himself, Nabwana Isaac Jeffrey Godfrey, or whatever is IGG Nabwana, or Nabwana IGG, he's also known as. He thanks us for watching and explains that he put this up on YouTube for free because he wanted as many people to watch it and enjoy it as possible, which I think is very good. And then the very end of the film, we get the VJ informs us of some titles of upcoming Ugandan films, which are, Ugandan Ninja, Bad Black, Revenge, the Ugandan Ghost Story, Crazy People, Eaten Alive in Uganda, Plan 9 from Uganda. And
love that one.
he says this is not a real film.
Oh.
Yuba the Snake Girl Rescue Team. Bukunja Tekunya Miti the Cannibals. Tebatusola! He says that really weirdly.
Oh my god.
And then he says Ebola. I don't know if these are all real films.
That one is. There's the Ebola Hunter or something.
Stop.
Right, that one's genuine.
Fucking batshit insane end to a batshit insane fucking
Not
movie.
the Ebola Hunter, dude. Come on.
Christ on a bike.
Fabulous.
What a film.
Oh, that almost did me in.
Okay.
I love the credits. It's so wholesome.
Yeah, Nabwana and his little, his thanking us for watching. That was nice to have.
Well, no, even
Yeah.
during the rolling of the credits, there was people dancing and
With really bad teeth. Ugh, and that's coming from me.
they're
My God.
they're having a good time. All the kids are dancing around and playing, and everyone's having a nice time, and it's so cute. And it's painting.
And let's not forget the tribal guy
yeah,
sort of moving around the director
Yeah.
when he's thanking
Yeah.
us. What the fuck was that about?
yeah,
I
yeah.
think he was cursing us to watch it.
Maybe.
I mean, I was already cursed because we watched it.
yeah.
That's true. Okay, final thoughts. I guess my pick, I go first.
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, it's an ultra low budget movie. Apparently $85, maybe $200 in total. I think it had very high ambitions. This director set out to create an action movie, and I think he succeeded in creating an action movie as best as he possibly could have.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to put this on our podcast because I wanted as many people as possible to be aware of the existence of this movie, because it is a unique film.
It's very unique. I'll give it
I'm not
that.
even sure how you rate something like this. I mean, I did enjoy it.
Well, you've seen
a
it
fair
3
bit.
times, so
Yeah, it is kind of like watching a train crash or something. Objectively, I would say it's a very poor film.
Uh-huh.
But I admire that they had the gumption, the ambition, the motivation to create something. And a lot of people, G and Sophie, a lot of people, they don't create shit, do they? But this man, he made something. He made a work of he made a work.
He made a work.
He made a film.
Made a work.
My only real disappointment is we never found out who killed Captain Alex. I give it 2 out of 10. I'm not giving an ironically high score. It's a bad film, a really, really bad film.
I have seen that.
2 out of 10.
I have seen that people are like one of the top comments is the movie sits at 100% 5-star reviews with 632 entries on Google reviews. This movie's a masterpiece.
On IMDb, it's got 7.9 out of 10.
Yeah, so it's clearly like it's either people are shit posting the rating and they're like, oh, it's so bad, it's good, or they're just being like really nice about the fact that it's like trying its best.
I think I enjoyed it in the way that Booth enjoys Neil Breen.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking like that's probably why Simon likes this.
Yeah.
Sophie, what are your final thoughts?
I didn't
about
really
New
have
Guild?
many thoughts throughout the film. I found it incredibly difficult to get through. And like I said
It's
before,
1 hour and 8 minutes,
Yeah.
Sophie.
it
Yeah.
is, yeah. And throughout that time, I was looking really sad because there are bits that are really funny. There are bits that are fun, but it was hard
God.
work to get through. And I appreciate the effort and the backstory, and the editing is hilarious. It's really good, and especially on what budget it has. There's a lot of passion behind this film. but the story was absolute garbage. So it fell flat on its face for that. And it was really clever to do it with such just limited everything, you know. Not many people do that stuff. So I gave it like a 1 out of 5 out of 10. 1.5 out of 10. I can't even bloody say it.
A 1 out of 5 out of 10,
yeah,
which equals 1.5.
Yeah, it was hard to do. It was hard to watch. I was very bored.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in Uganda was harmed in the making of this masterpiece.
I love the comments. I love it.
Do you know what that meme is from? It's actually from one of my friend's music videos.
What?
Where he made a music video, and at the end of it, he wrote, "Everybody was harmed during the making of this video," and then everybody posted that. It's from CFAX.
Oh, CFAX.
CFAX Acid Crew. Is it Camelot Chronicles? And the video is so good, yeah. And at the end of it, everybody was harmed during the making of this video, and some people took that text and put it over loads of different things because he released that video 8 years ago.
Oh my god!
It's a banger tune. Camelot Chronicles, CFAX Acid Crew. There's your plug. An absolute
G-Star. Come on, stop plugging your
Sorry,
mates. Come on,
it's just
stop
a good
plugging
song.
CFAX Acid Crew. G-Star Games, your final thoughts. Who killed Captain Alex? And rating.
I mirror what Booth pretty much said. It was hard to follow, and it's obviously very homemade. I appreciate the editing. I think they tried really hard, and I really do appreciate the passion, the enthusiasm, they really clearly tried very hard. So I do give them props for that. You know, they clearly wanted to make something and they had fun doing it, and they want to make more of these kinds of films. So I get it. You know, it's not harming anyone. It's an okay film. Yeah,
not harming anyone. Everyone in Uganda was harmed.
Everyone in Uganda was harmed in the making of this masterpiece. It's just a silly thing, isn't it? And I think in this day and age, there's a lot of things, people's humor over the past, I don't even know how, like 20 or so years, our humor is so broken that we'll watch something like this and we're like, you know, we're unironically like enjoying it and like finding things to like about it, and we're like, oh my god, the action is so jank and the CGI is so all over the place, but you know, we know it's bad, but we're still kind of enjoying it in a way. So I get it. I know why. I can see why people think it's like good and it's like haha amazing and funny and whatever. It's like The Room, right? The Room is yeah. So yeah, I appreciate their passion, but it is still a shit movie because of many reasons. I got bored many times, even though it was like only like an hour and whatever minutes.
I think it's one of those, you know, like bad movies. Everybody likes good bad movies, but they like different kinds of good bad movies.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. This is just one of those so bad it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't.
So bad it's still bad, but enjoyable.
Oh, no,
I don't
that's
see.
twisted pair
I
for
enjoy
me.
it. I enjoyed specific things from it.
Yeah.
But I didn't find it as engaging as other good bad movies.
Good bad movies, yeah.
It needed more for me personally, but I see why.
You need
other
more
people
like
like it.
incoherent, just word salad. AI, computer viruses, biotechnology,
No more books.
programmable matter.
No more books.
I think we just like nonsense because there's just so much nonsense in this movie, and like some of the lines, and obviously the video jockey, whatever, makes it creates a completely different tone. Because you're expecting the action to flow, but then he like forces you and encourages you to look at it in like a very satirical light. So
he does also hype up some of it as well.
he does, but there was always like a high level of satire and jokiness in his voice. So he really does strong arm you into not taking the film seriously.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
how do you rate this?
Yeah, I agree with Boof. It's a 1 for me. I'm not going to give it like a
1.
It's a 1. It's a 1.
God.
I appreciate their passion and like I'm sure they had fun doing it and all that kind of stuff. But you know me and how
Absolutely.
I rate films.
This is our worst rated movie.
What did I give Neil Breen?
Neil Breen got a 3, a 0, and a 1. Oh wait, no, hang on, that's 4. And this gets
you mean overall score?
4.5. So this just narrowly, so close to being as bad as Twisted Pair, but it's half a point better overall. Good Lord.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, it's a 1 for me. It's a fun experience, I guess. It's just one of those things that has been memed about for so long on the internet. So it was interesting to actually get to experience.
You feel enlightened?
A little bit, yeah. As much as sometimes these movies are bad, it's still something that I can say like, oh, I've seen it and it was, chaotic. And like, you can remember certain lines from it. Like I remember certain aspects about Twisted Pair and it was an experience regardless of how I felt about the film. There are very, like, I remember pissing myself laughing and like, that's a good thing,
Yeah.
Regardless
what the fuck? These moments.
Exactly. Regardless of the end result. It's still fun and I had fun.
Honestly, I recommend if people are listening to this and haven't actually watched it and just want to look at like some of the good moments, just go through the YouTube comments. One of the commentators has left like time codes for like a dozen or more good moments and just like watch those moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And enjoy that.
I think a lot of... Oh, sorry, Biff, go on.
No. I think there are some very, very funny bits, but it's watching it all the way through is hard work.
Yeah. Agreed. Very much agreed.
I'm the one that has to take twice as long watching these movies in order to take extensive notes.
Yeah.
So feel for me.
Yeah, I feel for you.
Thank you. Have we got any more trivia about this film? Because you've given quite a lot.
Yeah.
Through.
I mean, so obviously the blood. He had to spit out blood in the film, and it was cow's blood, and so then he got ill. The wine in the bar scene early in the film was leftover paint mixed with water.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows who killed Captain Alex, not even the director.
Gasp.
So Ramon Film Productions takes its name from the 3 most important women in Nobuana's life. His first daughter, paternal grandmother, both named Rachel, and his maternal grandmother, Monica. So that's where he really loves his grandma.
Aww.
His grandmas. He loves them. But yeah, that's, there's not a lot of trivia, honestly. It's,
There's quite a bit of a lot of it's like made up nonsense. IMDb, there's a lot of
I've just looked. I've just looked in the comments and it says they made this during a civil war while being in the war zone. They made this on a poor slum in Uganda. They had $200 budget. And it's all done in a homemade computer.
Yes. And they brought their own costumes. One of them was given a mask, so they played 2 different roles in the same scene. The film's props and camera equipment were fabricated from scrap metal at a machine shop next to Nobuana's house. And the helicopter
just using
scenes
everything they can
were
to make this fucking
based
movie
upon his experiences during the Ugandan bush war, where Nobuana and his brother were chased by a helicopter.
I shouldn't laugh.
Oh my god.
But that harrowing story and then making this film off the back of it. That's so funny.
He was inspired to create the film by his love of Hollywood action movies and martial arts films from his childhood.
Yeah.
I think that's brilliant.
Wholesome.
Clearly.
It's so wholesome.
wholesome.
But yeah, it's like I don't want to shit all over the fact that it is a terrible movie, but it's like they only had so much money and so much to work with. But
do you know what it felt like when you're a kid and you play with your mates and you've like got an idea and you're like,
yeah,
it's like that, but they're adults and they filmed it.
Yeah, like I had like me and
that's what all moves is. Isn't it?
There's so many I remember just being in school and like they were like, oh, this is your project and you got to make a commercial or you got to make this or that, and then you get like the camcorder and you have to film it. That's exactly what that looks like. It's just a very homemade film. But the fucking video jockey just reminded me of those football commentators. I don't know, because I don't know if you guys would have ever heard, but in Cyprus and Greece and whatever, they've got the English version, so you can hear the English commentators talking about the match.
Oh, that was a really good pass there from Scholes.
Yeah. And then you've got
making his 38th appearance for Leeds City. Very good, very boring commentary.
Yeah, and then you've got in Cyprus, whatever, they've got like the Greek or Cypriot commentators and they're like, hey, oh my God, blah, 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 and they're like going off and they're screaming and they're super enthusiastic and they're like adding this like whole new level.
I like how you speak Cypriot Greek and you still went instead of actually speaking some of it quickly.
If I was to say it, nobody would understand. Maybe like a handful of people.
Speak some Cypriot Greek quickly. Come on.
I love it. That's beautiful.
Incredible.
I don't care what you said, but I'm in love. I don't care what you said. I'm in love.
I said I went to the convenience store and bought cigarettes.
Fantastic.
Oh God, but yeah,
it's a beautiful language.
It's great.
Can you speak some Australian for us as well?
Oh, listen, Australian is just such a complex language.
It's really difficult.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's such a complex and wonderful ancient language.
Yeah,
but yeah, that is our thoughts.
Oh, we do have how it did at the box office.
The box office, yeah.
Budget $85 to $200.
Approx.
I guess adjusted for inflation, maybe it's $200.
Adjusted.
Box office, it has 8.8 million views on YouTube.
I mean,
that's great.
That's pretty good,
They would have made some money from AdSense from that.
Well,
they made a profit.
No,
sure.
because the channel has to be like official. And it has to hit a certain criteria before a video can make money. So I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure they got AdSense on there. I'm sure they did probably, at some point.
Yeah.
They've
after the first couple of million.
They sold, the DVDs, and they sent the guy the video that I watched. They sent him like a T-shirt, and they sent him a piece of cardboard with some Wakaliwood stamps on it. But
they've done Kickstarters and things.
They've got Kickstarters and stuff. I think it's brilliant. They've got their own little thing going and it's great. Thank you, Internet, for giving these people that.
I was going to say, we are now in a time, or over the past however long, you don't just wait for the big the TV, like the BBC and whatever, right? So you have like Mythbusters and you have all of these different kinds of shows. But you can take that into your own hands now because you've got the internet and you can make whatever you want and put it wherever you want. And you don't have to wait for a big TV program to give you that kind of entertainment value. We can.
Yeah. I'm going to film an episode of Mythbusters. Is it safe to put metal cutlery in the microwave? I'm going to do that today.
Okay, you do that.
You do that. But yeah, I find it fascinating that people, especially with YouTube and stuff, it has encouraged people to take these kinds of ideas that would have been left to a TV network to produce and distribute to people. But people have taken that and they're like, no, I want to look at hand embroidering stuff and making metal this and swords and there's so much stuff on YouTube. It's insane. And that's what makes it so wonderful.
It's great.
It is.
I love it.
Would this make a good video game?
Yeah.
I don't even know who you would be in the video game.
It would make a video game, but it would be one of those really, really low budget, like one dev games on the C64, and it would be fucking terrible, and you wouldn't know what was going on. You couldn't get past the first level.
Like made in Unity with like all the pre-made assets.
Made in Unity. I mean, yeah, like... Well, Unreal, right? Unreal is the most... Is that the easily accessible one? That, like, most people can sort of...
Unity, I think, over Unreal.
Really? I thought it was Unreal. That was the most, like...
Unreal's the ultra-realistic, really good one. And Unity is the one where everything can end up just looking like a really bad cartoon. Or like a computer animation from 30 years ago.
Interesting. Right.
Yeah,
I mean... Maybe a video game.
Maybe.
But that's a big M.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced.
I'm not convinced either.
Oh my goodness. Wow. I guess that's it. That's our discussion. Oh, we got to do our roll now. We got to do our rolls. The fuck?
I love you, Sophie.
Oh my god.
It's great.
I love you. That's fantastic.
Ladies, are there any changes to your lists of films?
No.
Nope.
No.
I haven't watched one of mine in such a long time, you know.
It's been 84 years.
This could be it. This could be your week, Sophie. My list, My Fair Lady, Heathers, The Brood, action movie, Equilibrium has been added. Christian Bale.
Okay.
Gung Kata, or whatever it's called, martial arts. It is... Oh, it's a good one. It's a good one. But that's my new movie. We need to watch a good film this week. We need a good film. Krull, North by Northwest, G's List, The Fly, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Sea of Love, Jaws, The Great Gatsby, They Live, Booth's List, Labyrinth, The Hidden, An Evening with Beverly Loughlin, Pass Through. If we get this, I'm going to end the podcast.
Okay.
Kung Pao, Cemetery Man. We need a good film. We need a good film. Please, we need a good film. We've just watched shit for like the last 3 weeks.
It's been such a blur. I don't even... so it was... So
Tomb Raider, Jagged Edge, and this.
Yeah. Oh, we had Bram Stoker's Dracula, Tomb Raider, Jagged Edge, and...
The last 3 have been pretty bad.
What? Tomb Raider, Jagged Edge, and this.
Yeah. I think we have the run of 3 bad ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
So first we roll to see what position on each of our lists it will be from 1 to 6. So we narrow it down to 1 film from each of our lists. Right. D6. Okay. 5, which means it will be Krull, The Great Gatsby, or Kung Pao. Kung Pao would be amazing after this.
It would, wouldn't
We need a Sophie. We need a Sophie film. Please.
Someday.
Okay. A 1 or a 2 will be Krull. A 3 or a 4 will be The Great Gatsby. And a 5 or a 6 will be Kung Pao. Okay. Come on. It's Sophie.
Oh my
Kung Pao.
fucking God.
I don't believe it.
The dice have
Thank
come
you,
through for us.
dice.
Oh my God.
I love you.
I almost can't believe it. That's amazing.
Oh,
I thought you were going to say almost came.
I almost came.
I almost came, yeah.
Came.
Oh, it's been such a long time since I've seen this.
It's been forever.
Yeah. 2002.
Yeah, that was the last time we watched one of my films. It's been such a long time.
So this is Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
Oh,
Yes.
The name
fuck
of it.
yeah.
Full name. If you're looking for it on Amazon, that's what you want to look for. Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
It's on YouTube as well, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
You can buy it.
Hey, you got to buy it on YouTube. Yeah, well.
Oh, is it on Prime on Amazon or no? Like, is it?
It's on Disney.
No.
It was on Disney when I put it on the list.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, yeah, it's like $3.49 to rent on YouTube.
It's worth it, I promise.
Oh yeah,
So
I've
if it's
seen it.
on
I
Disney
know.
Plus.
Just convincing the viewers, listeners,
Oh, it's fantastic. It's like such a fucking meme, honestly. Like I quoted Kung Pao for years.
Betty.
It might well be on Disney Plus. It might well be on there. So just if you want to watch it, and you got your subscription.
Yeah.
I think
Kung Pao, enter the fist for the person who's like, I don't know what film they're gonna watch next week.
like how we bully this one
Is
person
it
every week.
Have they ever mentioned that again, or are we just fucking shitting on
We're
them
just
for no reason?
bullying them.
Now?
Well,
at
they
this
haven't
point-
been mentioning it because we've been yelling it at the end,
Yeah.
so they
good,
know.
yeah.
They know
Okay,
for
that's
sure
fine
now.
then. I'm glad.
Excellent. Right then. Time to sign off.
Time to sign
Thank
off.
you very much. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
This is the end. Goodbye.
Hi, this is Sophie. Thank you once again for listening to this episode of YOMP. As always, thank you so much to our executive Giga Yompers. Oh, I don't want to say that anymore, ever. I really appreciate it. We all really appreciate all the support. We appreciate you listening to it. Really appreciate you subbing to the Patreon. We appreciate you just listening and telling us what we got wrong in all the comments and stuff. That's always good. We love it. Thank you, Cornelius Vander, Enki, I Am a Robot, Kyle, Lawrence, Luck, Native Blood, Scott, and Sleepy Deej. You guys are the executive Giga Yompers on our patreon.com/yompcast. You can join at any tier though. We got special stuff for everybody. And you're special yourselves. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week.